Hi everyone, I'm Ross Charles. Hi, enjoying today. I've got two models here for you today. Come and sit down. There we go. Okay, this is Lara, she's coming to assist me. So today I'm going to be showing you some razoring techniques. Now razoring is becoming a lot bigger than it ever has done before. It was popular years ago. Hi Joe. It was popular years and years ago, and it kind of died. It died down, and I've been razor cutting for since the 90s, and my family we've been razor cutting ever since and developing a lot of techniques. And then I got involved with this company in New York called Donald Scott. So we're launching Donald Scott into the UK now, as you can see on the gowns there, Donald Scott NYC. So I brought with me quite a lot of the Donald Scott tools. In fact, there's 6 or 7 of them. This is the most famous one. It's a carving comb. Now, Donald Scott designed this for Paul Mitchell originally, and because it was his design, as he left Paul Mitchell, he still kept it, and he just now calls it the Donald Scott carving comb. What's really interesting about this is you've got obviously the comb on this side, which has got 60 teeth on it, so it's for fine hair. On this side here, you've got 50% cut and 100% cut. So there's a lot of techniques we can do with this one comb, and it's called a carving comb. There is another version. Where is it? It's very, very similar. Oh, it's in here. But it's a wide tooth one, so it's for thicker hair, and it's got the 60 teeth on there. So I'm going to be showing you a few techniques of how to use these. So I've sort of pre-cut the model's hair because I've done the sides, because really I want to be working on these top sections. I will be creating a very textured look at the end, especially with this model here. We'll be doing some diffusing, and John's hair generally is quite fine. And there's a lot of it, but the individual diameter of the hair is quite fine. I'm going to be putting some hair scaffolding inside there, so some shorter pieces underneath to give it that interior structure, that texture that I want, and which we'll show it off with the diffusing. So I'm just going to spin you around, John. So here we've got this bit of an undercut underneath there. So I'll be taking some of that length off too, and concentrating towards and leaving some of that length towards that front. John has modelled for me quite a lot. He was in my last collection. I'm finalist for Men's Hairdresser of the Year. We got a fantastic shot of John this year and he used these Donald Scott techniques as well. Jacob is a new model with me, but again, I've pre-cut all sides, but I just wanted to show you a few techniques inside, and I'll be doing the hairline as well, because Donald Scott also do a line-up razor, which is great. Now, if you are unconfident with using cutthroats or any razor blades that are not guarded, this one is fantastic, because it will cut skin tight, but at the same time it's guarded. You cannot cut yourself. So I'll be showing you that as well. What's really, really important with all the Donald Scott techniques, in fact any razor techniques, is the condition of the hair. Now we'll maintain the condition of the hair with a product called Prepare. We will prepare the hair with a Prepare. And there's 2 oils in here. There's coconut oil and there is sunflower oil. Now, a lot often people think, will this oil weight down the hair? Will it be floppy? Will it lose the volume at the end? The answer is no, because there is actually soap powder in there as well. I don't think it's Daz or Ariel or anything, but it's soap powder anyway. And what that does is separates the oils and leaves the hair light. So we're able then to dry it and style it, finish it in the desired look. So I'm going to start putting the Prepare through. It's a fantastic texture. It's really nice. It's quite slippy. But again, it's not heavy. Is everyone having a good day? I think I'm the last one, aren't I? I'm headlining then, aren't I? was saying we should be doing a bit of crowd surfing later, but there we go. So I think that should be enough. I'm just going to turn you to the side again, John. Okay. And we'll wet this down as well. All right, carving comb. So I'm going to put some scaffolding in. Can you see that all right from there, yeah? I don't want to go too close to this crown area. As we know, we don't want any sort of sharp pieces sticking up, but the first technique I'll show you is called a teasy carve. So it's a bit like backcombing. You backcomb this down like this, and then take off this. So you just build this up. This is seamlessly taking the weight out. That's more of the softer technique, okay? And I'll just do a section in front of that one. And I spin it round to the 50% cut side, and I'll take some out like this. Spin it round again. You can work quite fast through the hair with this. 80% of my work in the salon, I will use a razor at some point. I'm able to create soft layers. I mean, you've got all the sort of 1970s looks that are coming in at the moment, especially the guys with long hair. I mean, 40% of my work is actually men's work. 60% is women's work. I use these techniques on both men and women. Just spin it round, nice and easy, and taking this weight out and putting the texture in at the same time. So I'm just going to build this up throughout the top. So Donald Scott, who is he? Donald Scott is a guy that has been around a long, long time in the industry over in America. He's one of when Sassoon came over to the States, he was with that crowd, and so he's been there from the early days. He's quite well known. He's got the #1 razor company in the US at the moment, and they're doing really, really well. They're in all the magazines, and they are excellent. So he coined the term precision freeform because he wanted to make razor cutting precise, because for years people have not been precise with razors and just kind of going in there and just kind of feathering it all up and just kind of making a bit of a mess, really. But there are techniques that we've been developing that actually can be recreated time and time again. When that client comes back and says, I love that cut that you did last time, can you do it again this time? Because often, when hair's been razored or has been chipped in a lot, the hairdresser can't pick up where they left off again. So I'm just starting to build that up now, so that internal structure. We'll be taking the length off in a minute around this area with a Chopstick Pro. So that'll be nice to show you that one. Now the Chopstick Pro, I always carry two actually. One's got a dull blade and one's got a really sharp blade. They're both the same thing, but it's just, after a few haircuts, I still sort of swap them around because I can create a much softer effect with a slightly dull blade, and the very sharp blade, I can get much more of the length off and the sharper effect. Just wet the hair down a little bit. So, I love this technique I'm just about to show you. I need a comb. So, this one is called the peeling technique, and this is where I sandwich the hair in between my thumb and the blade. And this is just shattering out the lens, but we've got control with it too. Again, this is called peeling technique. It's really, really safe to do, again, because it's got a guard on the blade. Again, it's seamlessly taking that out, and we're getting the blend through the back as well. Another peeling technique we can do is something called a direct peel, and that's where we just use the tip and go directly in. So you know when you're chipping in with the scissors, it's a similar sort of thing, but you're just getting much more, the ends are just a lot more diffused. And I just love this technique. I just do this all day. It's great. These are all available on my website, by the way, rothschilds.co.uk/shop. I sell these. I'm a distributor for Donald Scott. All the tools are on there. So if you are interested in purchasing any, then they are available through me at the moment. So again, I'm just blending this through. Spin you around, John. Anybody doing razor techniques at the moment? Anybody enjoying? You use razors? No? Yeah, you do. Yeah. What sort of razor are you using? Cutthroats? Or are you using? Yeah. So the peeling technique you could do on a standard, but the unique thing, the other unique thing about this one is you can excuse me, you can weave with it as well. I'll show you the weaving technique. This is on one of the videos that we've just launched, but just bring in that side. Oh yeah, a bit of this. Can you see that from here? Yeah, yeah. It's a bit where it's. Can you see it all right? Okay. Just clip it out of the way. Don't like to put my back to you. Let's see if I can move you around again. Okay. So yeah, with this side of the razor, just weave in and out like you're doing your highlights. Your weaved highlights. You can take your section like this. This is great. You can't do that with a normal razor, which is a unique part of this. And again, that's just building up the hair scaffolding, what I was talking about before. John's got really thick hair. Again, it is fine in diameter, but he's got lots of it, so it is a bit of a playground, really. Every time I cut his hair, it's great. Again, there's that weaving technique here. So why a chopstick? You know, why did Donald Scott bring out a chopstick? After a show one night in New York, they all went out for some sushi. And so they all sat down, Donald and his team, and Donald ordered a steak, and they gave him some chopsticks to eat it with, and he couldn't eat it. So he just had this brainwave and decided, if I attached a razor blade to the end of this chopstick, I'll be able to eat my steak. And he went straight back to the studio and designed the Chopstick Pro. And that's how we've got it. So I'm just doing the peeling technique now, bringing this into the sides. I want to keep as much length on this front here because I just love this length when I'm diffusing it. Obviously it's going to shrink up a little bit, so just remove some of this bulk on the sides. Keep having to put some of the prepare on. Again, it's making the razor glide through. And using that peeling technique. Okay, so we'll come back to, we'll just leave John there for a second. We'll come back to John in a second. And we'll do a bit of lineup work here with Jacob. And I'll use the DSX4. Again, I'm going to use prepare on the skin. I'm going to spin you around a little bit, Jacob. So we'll line up the hairline here. So it's not necessary to use hot towels or any shave oil or anything like that. Prepare does everything, and it's instant as well. So you don't have to worry too much about about wasting time. If you're busy. DSX4. I use the Donald Scott razors on every single shoot I did. I spread my BHA shoot this year up into several shoots, and I use the Donald Scott razors on every single shoot I did. They do a naked blade for this as well. If you were confident with it, there is a naked blade. We use those in the salon, but I particularly wanted to show you this one, the guarded blade, because it is something that you can use and not worry about cutting the skin. Because quite often when people are buying the razors from me, or on any of my courses, they are a little bit worried at first, a bit scared of using a blade on there, and you build up the confidence. You can move on to the naked blades. You can actually use these for cutting hair as well. I'm a Rat Pack member, Donald Scott Artistic Team member, and there's nobody in the team that actually uses these for cutting hairstyles as well. However, I quite like to. I like to do it. Also quite good for eyebrows as well. Don't worry, I won't shave it all off. Better do the other side. So I'll just go back to John with the DSX4 as well. Similar techniques to what I was doing before. With the peeling, I can do the same thing. It's quite a nice effect too. So on each style you do, on each model, each client, you can use so many different techniques to build up the desired effect, what you want. We're not just restricted now to just a pair of scissors, a pair of thinning scissors. You've got so much in your armory to create the desired look. When you're working with these sorts of things, it is like a playground, really is. I love it. I love razor artistry. So, looking at a lot of the collections this year, especially the Men's Hairdresser of the Year category, there is quite a lot of 70s looks, isn't it? It's great. I love all that. It's brilliant. One of the female looks, which I have seen quite often recently, is a take on the Chelsea. The feather cut, the girl skinhead one. I was cutting those styles in the 90s, and these were proper skinhead girls that were coming for this sort of look. They were all coming for the razor work, all coming for the razor, because you get much more of a softer effect than with scissors. So it's a great time to get involved with razor cutting and master these techniques, because the industry's crying out for for this right now. Any questions? Do you have any questions? Tell me. Yes, if you find me after, I will get that for you. Can you see exactly what I'm doing? Would you like me to, yeah? I didn't realise that was there. This is, do you know, we can also do full shaves with these things as well. I've actually, we've used the prepare on somebody's face to leave it a little bit long, obviously, because beard hair is a lot stronger. But I've done full shaves. I think it was one of my videos from last year. I do recommend the naked blade for it, but it can be done with the guarded blade too. There we go. It's just working through this without any, it's just so much freedom working through John's hair here to get the desired look and really just feeling it. It's quite instant is the look. Often when you're using scissors, you lift it up to so many different angles. The look isn't instantly there, but until you dry it, but you're really personalising through your hair shape when you're using a razor right from the start. Yeah, it's like sculpting really. I love that freedom you get from it. Okay, I'm just going to leave you again and come back to Jacob here. So there's a little bit of weight I want to reduce in this, but I love that area there, and we're going to keep that nice and natural, but there's a bit of weight built up on that side. So often when we're doing the short, the fades, the pompadour coming over, we're left with quite a lot of bulk here. We can take it down with scissors, we can use thinning scissors, but I find that using the razors, that area there, when we want it to sit quite nicely, just comes out really seamlessly with the razor. So I'll be doing that now. So I will use the other one. Now this is a I was getting this name wrong. Swivel twist. There we go. Swivel twist. Now this is slightly different from the carving comb, but it's 25% cut. So the carving comb's 50% cut. This is 25% cut on that side, 100% cut on this side, and it doesn't have a comb. It's got a handle. So I'm just going into this heavy section here and removing that bulk. Now the blade is not perpendicular to the hair shaft. It's about 45-degree angle. If you did use it perpendicular, you'd just be sort of scratching the surface of the hair really, but I want to take some bulk out underneath there. Can you see that all right? Yeah. Got a lot more sense to it now. It's good. Okay. Lara, could you plug me a dryer in, please, over here? That'd be great. Thank you. No, just a nozzle on here, thanks. So last technique I'm going to show you here with John will be, again, with the carving comb. And it's a technique called the teasy carve. So one of that internal section there. I will just shatter the ends. through like this. And coming into the fringe. It's been a long day, hasn't it? Yeah. It's good though. So I was here last year at the, it was on the fellowship stage last year, which was through that way. I guess every year it changes, doesn't it? It was in London last. It was at London last week at Salon. Yeah, enjoy it. Have a good time. Yeah, good fun, isn't it? We was on the Sojourn stage last week, using Sojourn products. That was good. But again, using the Donald Scott blades. Have we got a blade? There we go. So I'm just drying my model's hair and showing you now how that side is sitting in a lot better because all the bulk has been reduced out of that section here. I'm going to keep his hair quite natural. And not too producty. Diffuser on for me. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just finishing up here, keeping that quite natural. I'm going to use a pompadour comb. I love this pompadour comb that I've got. Where is it? Brilliant. Just puts those nice ridges into the style. Okay. So I'm going to diffuse John's hair because I want to bring out all that texture that we've put in with the Donald Scott razors. Okay. Let's try and take that off here. Okay, thank you. Just tip your head slightly forward. They're noisy, aren't they? So, key with diffusing, don't overdo it. Just let the hair settle in. Let all those shorter pieces that we've put underneath come out and support the top. A lot more texture in there now. It was quite flat and slippy before, but we've got a lot going on now, and it's all coming to life. It's all coming out, and you can see where everything is. I love the length on this too. It's great that men are now wearing their hair a lot longer than before. We've been seeing a lot of fades, skin fades for a long time, which is great, and it's what we're doing. You know, a lot of the salon work is like that too. However, in the studio, you know, for the collections we're changing that a little bit now. You know, we're moving forward, and although I do love it, I do love the fading, and that's why it's nice to mix it up a little bit, isn't it? You know, keeping the texture and the length, and then trim up a little bit. And this is the sort of thing that the guys are asking for as well. Doing a lot of females' hair as well. It's just that crossover now, isn't it? You know, that androgynous kind of look. The girls are coming in for the guys' hair, the guys are having the girls' hair. You know, it's all right across the board. It's great. Okay, last thing. Can I give you that? And then I just need to just use the last blade. Oh, where'd I put it? There it is, and I'll just show you how we can just shave here. This is with a guarded blade, so you can see how sharp that is. Shouldn't be doing that, should I? No redness either, just nice clean shaving. Joseph Lanzanti taught me how to shave. Where is he? Hey Joe, this guy over here, he taught me how to shave with the cutthroat blade. No, this is it's a good skill to have, to know how to use a cutthroat blade, the angles and the pressure. And this is not a cutthroat, but it is going right down to the wood. So getting nice and sharp, and there's no redness. It is really clean. So let's have a look. Got nice texture in the hair, a lot of movement. That'll wear. It's probably about 80 to 90% dry. I don't want to dry it anymore. I like the texture. Let it dry naturally after that. Got a nice shape here. The weight's out here, and they're the tools. They're the tools what we're using at the moment. That's what we're into. That's what our next stuff is. I hope you've liked what you've seen today, and I've really enjoyed showing you what it's all about. And thank you, Hairdressers Journal, for inviting me down. I really enjoyed it. Thank you. Just stand up.